everyone! So in this video, papakita ko sa inyo kung paano i-configure ang VLAN, VTP trunk ports, inter-VLAN routing, and DHCP configuration using Cisco Packet Tracer. So in this is actually a laboratory experiment that focuses on building a campus network where different departments like engineering and sales are separated using VLANs, but they can still communicate using routing. So, by the end of this video, matututunan natin kung paano mag-configure ng VLAN, VTP server, client and transparent mode, trunk and access ports, inter-VLAN routing using 3 methods, and DHCP using a router and external server. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, first thing na kailangan natin gawin is to make sure that all routers and switches are reset to factory default settings. So, to do that is kailangan natin pumunta sa switch 1 and then sa CLI command is itatype natin yung command na show VLAN brief. So, ginawa na natin siya, kaya nag-proceed na tayo sa pag-configure ng links between switches as trunk ports so they can carry multiple VLANs. So, to do that, and then nag-enter lang tayo sa config mode and then entered the command int g01 and then switch mode trunk. And then, we also did the same thing sa switch 2. And so, same thing sa CLI command then, we did that int g01, switch port trunk encapsulation, .1q, and then we also did the same thing for int g02. So, sa switch 3 naman, kinonfigure din natin yung int G0, yung int G02 natin. Same thing, same command, switch mode trunk as well. So, dito, lahat ng inter-switch links are operating as trunk ports. Next naman is we will configure the VLAN trunking protocol or VTP. So, yung VTP, it helps switches synchronize VLAN configurations across the network. So, first thing is yung switch 1. Ko-configure natin yung switch 1 as VTP server. So, dito, sa config mode, tinype lang natin yung command na VTP domain ECE3A. And then, after that is the VTP mode. Sa switch 2 naman, kinonfigure natin siya as transparent mode para hindi siya mag-synchronize VLAN. So, same thing sa config mode, tinype lang natin yung command na VTP mode transparent. So, sa switch 3 naman, kinonfigure natin siya as VTP client. So, dito sa config mode, in-enter lang natin yung command na VTP mode client and then VTP domain ECE3A. So, this means is yung switch 1, it's minamanage niya yung VLANs. In switch 2, it does not synchronize VLAN database. And sa switch 3, it receives VLANs update from switch 1. So, next naman is ang pag-create natin ng VLAN para sa mga department. So, sa switch 1, nag-name lang tayo ng, enter tayo ng command na VLAN 10 and pinangalanan natin siyang eng. Same thing for VLAN 20. Ang name naman niya is sales. And for VLAN 199, ang name naman niya is native. Since switch 2 is transparent mode in transparent mode, we also need to create the same VLANs there. So, ayan. Kung ano lang yung ginawa natin sa switch 1, ginawa lang din natin sa switch 2. So, kailangan natin ma-verify sa if na-create na yung mga VLANs natin. So, sa switch 3, tinype lang natin yung show VLAN brief and then dito nakita natin na na-create na natin yung mga VLANs na ginawa natin. So, ngayon naman, mag-a-assign tayo ng VLAN to switch port connected to PCs. So, yung mga engineering PCs natin must be in VLAN 10 while yung mga sales PCs natin must be in VLAN 20. So, for example, etong port na to, ito yung mga command na tinype natin for assigning them. So, sa interface range F01 and 2, inassign natin si VLAN 10. And then, for the interface F03, is si VLAN 20. So, nirepeat lang natin yung mga process na yun sa mga appropriate switch ports. So, we did that also sa switch 2. Sa switch 3 rather. So, kailangan natin matest yung connectivity niya. So, we must test the communication between engineering PCs from engineering 1 PC to engineering 3 PC. So, there are two ways para maping siya. First is by pressing P, and then click natin si engineering 1, and then si engineering 3. So, dito sa below, makita natin na successful na yung pag-ping natin. And then, we can, at the same time, we can also open yung engineering 1 PC, and then click command prompt, and then ping natin yung IP address ni engineering 3, which is 10.10.10.12. And so, makita natin na successful yung pag-ping natin. So, for inter-VLAN routing, we have first option. So, ang first option natin is separate interfaces on router. So, ang kailangan natin gawin is first configure the router interface for engineering PC. So, dito sa R1, enable, enter lang tayo sa config mode. And then, for the interface, fast Ethernet 00. Type lang natin yung IP address na 10.10.10.1.255.255.0. And then, no shutdown. And then, ko-configure na natin yung interface for sales. So, exit lang tayo. And then, interface F01. And then, IP address na 10.10.20.1.255.255. And then, no shutdown lang ulit. And then, isi-set up din natin yung switch 2 to facilitate inter-VLAN routing. So, sa switch 2, enter lang ulit tayo sa config mode. And then, interface F01. And then, switch port, mode access. And then, switch port access tayo sa VLAN 10. Sa interface F02 din. So, switch port, mode access lang ulit. And then, switch port, access VLAN 20 naman, which is yung sales. So, after nung mga ginawa natin, is kailangan natin i-confirm yung engineering PC1 natin can successfully reach the router's interface for VLAN 20. So, punta lang tayo, ping lang natin si PC1 papunta kay router 1. So, makita natin dito sa baba na successful yung pag-ping natin. So, for the option 2 naman, ito yung more efficient method and it is called router on a stick. So, first, ka-configure natin yung sub-interfaces natin sa router. So, makikita natin, ito yung mga commands na in-enter natin sa R1. So, sa config mode, in-enter lang natin si interface fast Ethernet 00, and then no IP address, and then no shutdown. And then, inano natin yung engineering VLAN na interface fast Ethernet 00.10. Then, encapsulation.1Q10, and then, assign tayo na IP 10.10.10.1, 255.255.255.0. And then, sa sales VLAN is this part, yung interface fast Ethernet 00.20. And then, yung IP address na insign natin sa kanya is 10.10.20.1, 255.255.255. So this allows one physical interface to route multiple VLANs, and then yung test connectivity is ginawa natin using ping command. So dito sa command prompt natin sa PC1 is pinning lang natin si 10.10.20.1, and then makikita natin na successful yung pagping natin sa kanya, meaning may connectivity. And then same thing for the IP address na 10.10.20.10. So dalawang beses natin pinning yung 10.10.20.10 since sa first ping natin is nagkaroon siya ng 25% loss. So the third and last option that we have is called the layer 3 switch routing. So sa switch 2, enable lang natin yung routing by typing the command IP routing sa config mode ng ating switch 2. And then we also type for the engineering VLAN, we type the interface VLAN 10 and assign the IP address 10.10.10.1/24. And then for our sales VLAN, we have the interface VLAN 20, and then we have the IP address for this na 10.10.20.1/24. And sinet natin siya to enable routing between the engineering and sales VLAN. So, syempre, para ma-confirm natin yung PC1 natin na it can successfully communicate with switch 2's interface for VLAN 20, ipiping natin siya dito sa PC1 or our engineering 1. So, dito, pining natin si 10.10.20.1, and makikita natin na successful yung pagping. And same goes with 10.10.20.10 na successful din yung pagping. So we will now proceed to the second part of this video, which is the DHCP protocol configuration. So for Cisco DHCP client, first kailangan nating i-configure yung router as DHCP client. Since wala pa tayong static public IP from the ISP, kailangan natin iset yung outside interface ng router na automatically kumuha ng IP address using DHCP. So sa CLI ng router 1 natin, tinype lang natin yung commands na to: enable, configure terminal, and then sa interface F00, IP address DHCP, and then no shutdown. So after nun, kailangan natin i-check kung successfully nakakuha ba tayo ng IP address yung router. So to do that, kailangan natin i-type yung command na shipintbrief. Then dito makikita natin kung may assign IP address na yung interface F00 natin. So, para ma-identify natin kung anong DHCP server ang nag-assign ng IP address sa router, yung command is show DHCP list, and then makikita natin dito yung details ng DHCP list including the DHCP server. So, in this case, ang nakuha natin is yung 203.0.11. So, next naman is i-configure natin yung R1 natin as DHCP server for the internal network. So, ang goal natin ay mag-assign ng IP address automatically sa mga PC sa 10.10.10/24 network. So, kailangan muna natin i-reserve yung ilang IP address for static devices tulad ng servers and printer. So, sa R1 natin, tinype lang natin yung command na IPDHCP excluded address from 10.10.1 to 10.10.10.10. Ibig sabihin nito, yung range na ito ay hindi ipapamigay ng DHCP server. So, next naman is mag-create tayo ng DHCP pool using this command such IPDHCP pool ECE3A default router 10.10.1, then DNS server 10.10.20.10, and then network 10.10.10.0/24. So So, on default router yung magiging gateway ng clients habang ang DNS server naman ay yung 10.10.20.10. So, ang next step natin is to set the PCs as DHCP clients. So, sa packet tracer sa bawat PC, pubuksan natin sila and then punta tayo sa IP configuration na terminal and then set natin lahat as DHCP. Same goes sa PC2. Para ma-verify natin is open lang natin yung command prompt ng PC1 and then tatype natin yung command na ipconfig all. So, dito makikita natin yung assign IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server at saka DHCP server. So, nakita natin dito na yung IP address natin is 10.10.11. So, next naman is itetest natin yung DNS connectivity. So, sa command prompt, dito sa command prompt natin, tinype lang natin yung ping DNS server. Makikita natin na successful yung command natin. So, next naman is i-verify natin yung router kung may mga devices na nakakuha ng IP address from DHCP. So, sa CLI ng R1, tinype natin yung show IP DHCP binding. So, dito makikita natin yung list na IP address na na-assign sa mga clients. So, next naman is i-remove natin yung DHCP configuration from the router dahil gagamit tayo ng external DHCP address sa server sa next part. So, sa CLI na R1 natin, nag-type lang tayo ng command na no IP DHCP pool ECE3A and then no IP DHCP excluded address 10.10.10.1 to 10.10.10.10. So, after removing yung mga DHCP configuration, kailangan natin i-release yung IP address sa mga PC. So, tinype lang natin yung ipconfig space/release and then nirenew natin. The same time, nirenew din natin yung IP yung IP. So, mapapansin natin na hindi na sila nakakuha ng IP address dahil wala ng DHCP. So, lastly, we will configure the router to forward DHCP request to the external DHCP server located at 10.10.20.10. So, sa router 1 natin, sa R1, punta lang tayo sa CLI and then, type natin yung, punta tayo sa config mode and then, interface F01 and then IP helper address 10.10.20.10. So, yung command na IP helper address ang magpo-forward ng DHCP request mula sa clients papunta sa external DHCP server. So, para ma-verify natin, pupunta tayo sa PC1 and then command prompt, type lang natin yung command na IP config space/all. So, dito makikita ngayon makakakuha na ulit tayo na IP address ang clients. So, this time from the external DHCP server. So, nakita natin yung IP address natin is 10.10.10.100. Then, yung subnet mask natin is 255.255.255.0. And that completes the DHCP configuration for this lab and the overall laboratory experiment. So, thank you for watching this video and I hope you get something from it.